Hey folks, this is Jay from Chandler, Arizona. Let's talk about quantum computers and its use in the overall mobility ecosystem. Last time we talked about the mobility value chain like batteries and cars and machines and stuff like that. But let's talk about the overall ecosystem of mobility and what is quantum computers being used on nowadays. There are a few aspects of mobility. So let's start with fleet optimization. A lot of companies which have fleets of cars or trucks or ships even, they are basically starting to use quantum computers to figure out how do they operate at better efficiency, how do they reduce their emissions and costs so that they have a better environment footprint and they can do um, things at a much more efficient, faster method. These companies are looking at hundreds of variables and permutations of hundreds of variables like road construction, congestions in road, weather planning, other things like supply chain issues and things like that. Within maritime, same thing. There are oil and gas companies which are now starting to look at using quantum computers to actually figure out how do they do just in time shipping, just like we did just in time manufacturing, just in time shipping, because a quantum computer can tell them and calculate very quickly what is needed where on an ongoing basis. There are global OEMs which are now starting to use NASA's quantum computer to figure out patterns of autonomous cars and the most efficient routes an autonomous car can take for its diesel and commercial fleet of trucks between big cities. Another part of mobility ecosystem is traffic and traffic flow simulations. A lot of companies, there is a very recent example where Volkswagen did used a quantum computer in Beijing to figure out what is the shortest path to go from a Beijing city center to a suburb. While doing that, it actually always showed the most optimal path better than any of the maps apps out there. Well, this was also then used by Volkswagen to create an app which users can download and use to get from point A to B faster and cheaper. Another part of the ecosystem is fuel and cargo loading. A lot of these aviation companies struggle in helping out with climate change goals. They struggle in reducing their costs of fuels because of the fluctuating prices of fuel. At times they make a lot of losses. So what a quantum computer helps them do is to simulate optimal processes to not only load cargo on a plane, but how much cargo should be loaded depending on the center of gravity of the plane and where they place it on the plane so that the plane can move faster with lesser fuel cost. Air traffic control, another key ecosystem in the mobility space, nowadays made much more complex, with passenger drones as well. Some of the leading air traffic controls are starting to use a thing called Quantum Transformation Project, which is actually attempting to optimize flight routes and also scheduling flights using a quantum computer to assess numerous factors, including weather, to ensure that it is most efficient and it is the fastest route. Last but not least, vehicle and infrastructure maintenance. As you guys know, nowadays with EVs and hybrids, a lot of most of the cars have a mini computer inside the car, and it is emitting a lot of signals. The problem is that these signals are so many, because if there are a million plus cars, it's very hard to digest that information. Some companies are starting to use a quantum computer to figure out these signals and do proactive maintenance on the cars to increase safety, to reduce downtimes of those cars as well. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And quantum computers are here to stay. Thank you.